correction notes here. But yeah, if they're not there, you can write run your race. Instead of comparing yourself with someone else, run your race. So there's good comparison, but most times a comparison is negative. Good comparison is when I copy. When I see someone do something good, it's good to emulate, you know, because that person is a source of inspiration. You know, Margaret is always in time, you know. When I copy, because she's challenging me, that's good comparison. That's healthy comparison, if you understand. If you understand. So that is a very destructive, and here we're talking about the destructive comparison that makes you feel like a nobody and nothing, and therefore you can't do anything. Compensation number 2. So, we are spotting insecurities in your own behavior. If you always feel like a victim, that you must be compensated for this, for that, for the other. It's a reflection of inferiority. I'll give a typical example in the church. So you're struggling financially, so you always feel like a victim. You feel like people owe you, people must help you because you are poor. There's nothing like that. That shows serious inward poverty and inferiority on your part. Look at the danger. The danger is that you fail to trust God's control by taking matters into your own hands. And wanting, for example, to have, say, a beggar attitude. That's just an example. And another example, you see there Jacob. Because of your insecurity, you start to scheme. I'm reading A there. You scheme. You know, you are a schemer like Jacob. To gain recognition, you cut corners to try and, you know, that's not good. And I can go on and on. You fight irrational battles to get what you think you deserve. You're just at war with people. No one is fighting you, but you're just fighting because of your insecurities. So deal with your insecurities and you'll be in peace with all men. See, you may stoop to dishonesty and deception, you know, if you're insecure. You may start being dishonest and lying and so on. But the Bible in Psalm 37 says, do not fret, do not be envious, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Above all, it says, commit your ways to the Lord, and trust also in Him, and He will do it. Listen to this. Rest in the Lord. Do not fret. Cease from anger, and so on and so on. So, number 3. Competition. Similar to comparison, but again here we find there's healthy competition, like what we have at school, and there's the unhealthy competition, which is destructive. Competition. So the unhealthy competition, you drift into self-centered patterns because you're always trying to outperform others. That's unhealthy. You become obsessed with building your own kingdom and you just do anything to win. That's unhealthy. you become like you suffer from what is called the older brother. Have you ever heard of the older brother syndrome? The older brother to the prodigal son that we read about in Luke chapter 15. You know, the older brother tends to keep scores. This one did this, so I'm going to do this. And you tend to be very critical and judgmental. You tend to live a self-centered life. It's all about me. How did he treat me? How did he talk to me? Did he me? But what about you? You see? So if you're someone who is engaged in unhealthy competition, you're just, again, like I said, it's just at war within yourself, and so you tend to also cause a lot of conflict around you. But the Bible says in Galatians chapter 6, verse 4, let each one examine his own work. Your own, your SGGs, your own, write SGGs there. SGGs, we're going to talk about them some. I don't know if they've been talked about already. But let each one examine your own work, and then he will have reason for boasting in regard to himself alone, and not in regard to another. For each one will bear his own cross, so to speak. So carry your own cross, run your own race. And then number 4, another sign of an insecure leader is compulsion. Compulsion. You're driven to do certain things because you're insecure. The biggest thing that you are looking for is people's approval. When you're insecure, you become a people pleaser. You want to please people. Why you want to please God? It's not even about pleasing your pastor. The pastor can say, well done, but his well done will not take you to heaven. His well done will not, open doors for you. But God's well done will open doors for you. I'm not saying it's wrong to get your pastor's approval, but I'm saying we don't work for men's approval. We work for God's approval. The reason I say that, it's very important, because if you work to get the pastor's approval, the day the pastor doesn't notice, you'll be so disappointed you won't come back to church next week. But you're not coming to church with the pastor. Everything you do is unto the Lord. Work for God's approval. So, people that work under compulsion are driven to gain others' approval. I think I need to move on. Number 5, condemnation is the 5th thing that people easily suffer. That it is a sign of insecurity, condemnation. You easily feel condemned. Let me tell you something, all of us in ministry, we all make mistakes. You should see me after a preaching session. I don't sleep before I have scanned through every word that I said. And I'm like, oh, okay, I should have. Oh, okay. Yeah. And my first days, it used to drive me crazy. Because I would condemn myself. And next time I don't even want to do it. But now the devil is one. And I realized when I was taught, no, it actually shows insecurity. I want to be so perfect. It's a form of insecurity. But I'm not perfect. So now I've learned how to deal with that condemnation. If I made a mistake, if it's something that I think affected people or a particular individual, I immediately make right with that person. If it's something that I can't do anything about, I just make right with God. I'll give you an example. At youth camp, after I corrected this young man was really sick. He was sitting behind the chair, and he was just like trying to, I think I was trying to sleep, and I was preaching. Didn't I hammer the poor thing? Afterwards, when I was done, I was like, oh my God, there was no need for all that. I felt I was too harsh. So you know what I did? I looked for him on WhatsApp. Son, I hope it didn't crush you. I'm saying, if you don't have insecurity, that's how you deal with the condemnation. Instead of allowing it to eat me up, it could have eaten me up. Why did I do that? But I did it. It's too late. It can't be undone. It can't be undone. You know? So I looked for the young man. I hope I didn't crush you. Was I too harsh? So, no, Apostle. Look, if I did, I'm sorry. I finished, I'm done. There's now, therefore, no condemnation to them that are in Christ Jesus. It's them that walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So don't allow, that's the devil's biggest weapon there. And it makes you condemn, it's the judgmental attitude of yourself. Unfortunately, it also becomes a judgmental attitude of others. You easily condemn others. You know? So we need to fight against that. They're never good enough. The sixth sign of insecurity is control. Is that insecurity? In order to validate your own worth, for you to feel important or your own sense of importance, you know, you now want to control everything. You know, you feel you must just take charge. That's a sign also of insecurity on your part. And the danger with such is that you think win-lose instead of win-win. So as leaders in training, we must always think win-win. You mustn't always feel like you must win and he lost. You know, that's not the way it is. This is the same even in marriage or friendship, relationship, you know. There must always be a feeling that, you know, they won, I won, you know, together. We are building this thing together. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Can you see it there?
Yes.
Is the scripture which is one of the memory verses that every Christian must memorize and meditate on and strengthen their sense of insecurity. Because you can also have insecurity about the future. You can have insecurities about your finances. You can have insecurities about your family. Is my family going to be okay? You know, insecurity even about my exams. But am I going to pass? You know, so insecurities can eat you up, and insecure personality can affect many other aspects of your life. So Jeremiah 29 verse 11 is one way of strengthening yourself in your inward man. When you're feeling like that, encourage yourself. So I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. They are plans for your welfare. God, this is you praying. I know the plans that you have for me. They are plans for my welfare. They are not plans for my calamity. You have no plans to destroy me. Even though this thing looks like it's about to destroy me, that is not your plan. Because your plans for me are only for good and they're not for evil. You know, they're for a future and a hope. You know. And then the Bible, God continues to talk to me. And this is my prayer. Lord, your word says, then I will call upon you. And I will come and I will pray to you. And Lord, you said you will listen to me. And you will seek me and you will find me. Lord, I'm seeking your face. I know I will find you even in this maze, even in this confusion. Because I search you with all my heart. So basically, always encourage yourself so that you overcome those insecurities that show themselves up in those different ways. The lies we believe. It is possible to experience several of these symptoms at the same time. The key is to identify how you cope with your insecurity and what kind of lies you have been telling yourself about the reality that you're facing. Consider this. If the truth makes us free, as John 8:32 says, it means the opposite is true, isn't it? Lies put us in bondage. If you believe a lie about yourself, that puts you in bondage. So the level of defeat and bondage that you face as a leader is directly linked to the volume of lies that you have believed about your identity. It's because I come from a poor background. That's why the church doesn't even look at me. It's because I'm not educated. That's why they think I'm not good enough. No. In this church, we take people from all walks of life, the rich, the poor. It's because I'm too old. It's because I'm too young. Those are the lies you'll be telling yourself. And those are lies from the devil that sabotage your future leadership. In this church, we believe the ground is level. At the cross of Calvary, the ground is level. There is no higher ground for the rich or higher chairs at the cross of Calvary. There is no steps at the cross of Calvary for the educated or for the young ones or for the old ones. The ground is level. So all of us have a fair opportunity to do for God what only us can do best. And then from what you're doing for God, that's when we then acknowledge to say, but this one is pastoral. This one is very prophetic. This one is very good in their administration. But this one, and so on. So, because you are working. But if you have these insecurities, you won't even start to work. You'll always be like this in church. And then even your gift will not manifest. So that is not your portion. So stepping into the truth, how do you do this? Oh no, I haven't finished reading that sentence. If the truth makes us free, then lies put us in danger. The level of defeat or bondage you face as a leader is directly linked to the volume of lies you have embraced about your identity. Our problem is that while we know the truth, listen to this, but we believe the lie. The truth that I know is that God has got good plans for me, and the plans for good and not for evil. Plans for good expected. But I choose to believe, maybe God has left me. No, God doesn't really have good plans for me. Look at what's happening to my life. My life is going nowhere. No, it's not God. It's you and your ignorance. And you'll see even as you teach other chapters how you can develop a vision and so on, how you can actually take your life out of that stagnation and out of that rut. So, stepping into the truth, A, determine the trigger event that fostered that lie. In other words, find out what made you start believing that lie. Do you understand?